What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. We are live yet again from the epicenter of bullshit in the USA. How's everybody doing out there? And as always, I'd like to introduce the man of the hour, young Marvin. How you doing today?
What's up, man? Pretty good, pretty good. Just excited. Finally doing my fantasy draft today.
Oh,
So
damn. Oh, damn. Can you give us
exciting
a sneak
times.
preview of who you're selecting and what position you're in?
Oh, it's this one's eight of us.
Okay.
Um, so I know a lot of people when they draft they want that number one spot. Me, I like being in the back end of the order because it's a snake draft. So
Uh-huh.
that means it goes one to eight, then eight to one to eight, just back and forth. So I like being in that sweet spot. I want like the number six, seven, and I'm cool with number eight too. Because if you're number one, you get the best player, but
Yeah.
then
You gotta wait till what, like
you
12
gotta wait
picks later?
16 picks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I like getting that six, seven, eight spot so I could get like two really good players.
Is it a money draft or like a money fantasy team, or are you guys doing like some ridiculous bet at the end?
So the plan was everyone chip in and the winner gets the PS5.
Oh,
Like so that's the plan. Because there's a lot of people that if they lose they don't pay up. But
ah, whack! Oh my God, those are the
yeah,
wackest people in life.
but this is between my nephews. This is my nephews and like their buddies.
Okay.
But
Oh, speak.
it's gonna be intense because they all know their football too.
Oh, snap. Okay. So, are you guys talking crap while playing? Damn, what's that game? Damn it, that
Fall guys.
there you go, Fall Guys.
Oh, dude, hell yeah, dude, that game gets you so mad.
Is it on exclusively on console or PC? Can you get it on PC?
So yeah, it's on PC. It's on PC and PlayStation. I don't
Oh,
I don't think Xbox has it.
oh, how much is it?
So it's PC and PS4. When I got it, it was free.
Fuck.
Like when they first launched it, it was free. Right now, I think it's probably like $20.
I mean,
So
not
it's not
bad.
bad.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
bad, but free compared to $20, shit,
yeah.
that's half. That's more than half a tank of gas. Damn, damn.
It's definitely a fun game, especially when you play a group. You play with a group of people.
Yeah.
It gets fun.
Ah, man. All right. Well, I'll look into it. Where is it at? Like, how do you download it, or like, where can you get it for
I
PC?
know on PC you go to the Steam, like the Steam store.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, because if you get any game on PC, it's pretty much through the Steam store.
Yeah, okay, okay. Cool, cool. So everybody out there, you want to hop on this dope game? Go check them out. This game, like, it's ridiculous, man. There's another game that reminds me of it. Oh my God, there's these weird animations. They look like Wobbuffets from Pokemon.
Gang Beast.
There you go, my guy.
Yeah,
There you go. They
that
look
game's fun
exactly
as
like,
hell too.
yeah, they look like Game Beasts and everything. Yeah, this man, people don't even know out there. They're just here for the sports. They don't even know how how much. But yeah, you guys that are out there here for sports, let's get into it. Let's dive into it. So today is Jackie Robinson Day. My guy, my favorite player since the Dodgers have had Jackie Robinson Day at the stadium. I have never missed, except for this year. I have never missed a Jackie Robinson Day. And here's one of the giveaways from that. I don't think people can show it. The 42 Jackie Robinson jersey. I like this one. Last year's jersey, oh my God, it was a zip up. What kind of bullshit was it? How do you give a zip up jersey? It made no sense. But Jackie Robinson is my all-time favorite athlete in all sports. My all-time favorite. And one Jackie Robinson story that I love, I heard it from Vince Scully. It was basically after a game, there was a kid handing out watermelon to all the players that were exiting the game. Like, hey, congratulations here. It's hot today. Here, cool off with a watermelon. So Jackie Robinson was at the end, and he didn't see everybody else get a watermelon or a slice of watermelon. And the kid gave it to him, and Jackie Robinson took it as, "Oh, why are you being a racist? Oh, because I'm black." And like he like almost got down with a little kid because he's giving him watermelon, and everybody had to restrain Jackie and tell, "Hey, no, wait, chill, chill, no, like we all got watermelon. It's not disrespectful, it's not being racist. It's just we all got watermelon." So that's one of the stories that I love about Jackie. He was always on his toes. He was always ready to. He was about that life, and he dealt with a lot of shit. He came in, and right off the bat, like he had to struggle to even get recognized. Went through, damn, went through hell and stuck through it. not only stuck through it, won a championship, and won an MVP. And it wasn't like a soft MVP. It wasn't like a Jose Altuve, I'm gonna cheat and bang my way to a title and an MVP. No, he legit got a 340 average, home runs, like he did everything. He was the man. That's what I love about Jackie Robinson. He, in the face of adversity, he spit in it, and he went through it and succeeded. What about you? Do you have any Jackie Robinson stories or any like any highlight that you like about him?
To be honest, me, it's more. I don't have, I'm not saying I don't like the guy, but I'm not the biggest Jackie Robinson fan like yourself, where I know all these little things. It's just I appreciate his story.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of us people like myself where it's like any little adversity comes up, it's like, damn it,
Yeah. Why
like, but
me?
this guy, yeah, like, why me? Fuck, like, oh, you guys are out of chicken tenders? Fuck, you're the worst. Like, this guy has dealt with like some of the absolute worst things you could deal with in life,
Mm-hmm.
and he became a hero to millions upon millions of people out in the world. It's just overall his story. It's a great story. If anyone has, I believe Disney, they made a movie about it.
42 was it the 42, right?
Yeah,
With
was it Disney? Yeah,
it might have been,
I
yeah,
can't remember.
with Chitala, the Black Panther. He,
Was it him? Was it
yep,
the guy?
yep,
I can't hear. Damn, oh wow! Now I'm gonna have
yeah.
to go back and then I'll notice it. But that was a very good movie for people who don't know too much about his life. But like as you were mentioning, this guy dealt with everything there is to deal with when it comes to like those times. But he came through it. One of the greatest players of all time,
Mm-hmm.
completely recognized as a hero to pretty much everyone in the baseball community. So it's definitely one of the best to ever do it.
Yeah, straight up. A little fun fact. He had a younger brother who competed in the 1936 Olympics, the track and field, and the 1936 Olympics was in front of Hitler. And
Oh, okay.
unfortunately, if it wasn't for Jesse Owens, was it Jesse Owens? Oh my God, I'm fucking ridiculous for that one.
Jesse Owens was one of the guys on the up on the
That won
I
gold,
forgot
right?
the pedestal. Is it the pedestal? Is that what it's called?
For the gold for the Olympics,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, yeah. So if it wasn't for Jesse Owens, his younger brother would have won the gold medal in the 1936 Olympics. So and then Jackie Robinson played all the sports. He played basketball, he played football at UCLA, and he played baseball. So this family was gifted with talent, and yet we're over here. We go up a flight of stairs like myself, and my ankle starts hurting for a couple of hours.
Yep.
Damn. But yeah, let's get on with the Dodgers. So we'll start off with the bad. Game one, they started off hot. Like right off the bat, Max Muncy 3-run home run on his birthday. Or Johnny Cueto, who has a tendency of doing a stutter steps on weird shit. But unfortunately, the bullpen, including Kenley Jensen, the ninth, gave up the lead and eventually tied it up. And we got Dennis Santana, who ultimately gave up the walk-off home run in the 11th inning. So my quarrel with game one was Dave Roberts is adamant at giving Santana that opportunity to prove himself. We've seen it do it. We've seen him do it with Kershaw. We saw it last year, game five. Great. Kershaw came out of the pen. We were shitting bricks. He did work. And then we all assumed, okay, Juan Soto, who is the son of who is the son of Adam Kolaric. I don't know if it's Kolaric. Well, whatever the man's name is, like he had shut him down the entire series. He instead of going to him to close it out, he sticks with Kershaw. And, long story short, the Nationals win the World Series. So, based on Game One, based on how Dave Roberts is managing, the young guys and not giving Tony Gonsolin, who they burned out on Monday in a little like workout session. How do you feel about this Dodgers pitching staff and bullpen?
So far everything's looking great.
Yes.
One of the best starting rotations. The bullpen is holding up tremendously.
Mm-hmm.
The only issue is a lot of people on this team aren't known for being this way. I don't know if that makes sense, but A lot of these guys in past seasons have scared us. Like we don't trust them come like postseason. And I say that a lot, but that's the only right now they're playing great. Very optimistic. Mm, Everything's looking good. Like I'm ready for that World Series run. But as I mentioned earlier, it's just um when I start thinking about the postseason, like my comfortability in this lineup kind of goes down a little,
Yes,
pitching wise.
yes.
So, like I said, right now I'm having a hell of a time. The season's going great, but like when I look a little bit ahead, I'm kind of just thinking like like let's see where this goes because we've seen this time and time again. So let's see where this season takes us.
The Dodgers go into the postseason either with the best record on a hot streak, unhittable, like everything great where it points out to them winning the World Series. We saw it in 2017. Unfortunately, that was a robbery. 2018, that could also be as a robbery. But then again, Mookie Betts is proving that he wasn't cheating, obviously, because he's doing what he's doing with the Dodgers right now. Then you have 2019, where it was just a dumb shit of a pitching rotation matchup between Dave Roberts and Kershaw. Like that was just a catastrophe then and there. And then you have this year looking good. So every year we say this is the Dodgers year. This is the Dodgers year. They have a little bit of success. Oh yeah, they're gonna win the World Series. This is it. This is it. And then they go into the postseason and goose eggs, just straight up goose eggs.
Yeah,
But game 2 and 3 was a different story. Clayton Kershaw in his post game interview, he ended up saying that he didn't have the best of outing, and basically the defense held them up, which it did. There was a catch by Cody Bellinger who ran. Oh damn! I don't even know how far he ran, but he ran far to catch a fly ball that would have been a double, even a triple. And then the game 3 was a bullpen game. Game two was a 7-0 shutout. Game two was just a bullpen game, which showed up like all the arms. The best thing about this, and I'm always gonna like talk shit. I'm like from now on, it's shit talking season. Remember how damn what's his name? Baseball Gatorade, whatever Bruce Star Gatorade Gradwell. The Boston Red Sox didn't want him. The Boston Red Sox did not want him, and now he's over here throwing 100 miles per hour, cheering on his teammates, and shutting it down. Kenley Jensen bounced back after giving up the game time home run on game 1, but the bullpen looks so nice. Only allowed 2 hits, and it was. And what do you okay? So what do you think about this whole double header? Is now a 7 inning per game uh, thing. Like, what do you think about that?
I like it because if you think about it, we're squeezing 60 games into what was it like less than 70 days as it
66
is.
days. Yeah, 66
So yeah,
days.
60 games into 66 days. So
Yeah.
60 games in 66 days and all the cancellations and everything. So you're going to have a ton of double headers. So as it is, that's already taken a toll on the players. So
Hmm.
these doing the 7 innings, I really don't like. I don't mind. To me, I think it's better. You know, cut down on the playing time as much as you can because these players are going through a lot. Just if there was no double headers as it was, they're still playing a ton of baseball, more than normal
Yeah.
or
Uh,
more than the average season.
yeah.
So now you're talking about a ton of double headers at each. Pretty much every team has a ton of double headers now
Hmm. I mean,
coming their way. So cutting it to 7 innings helps.
yeah,
I
because
know there's some teams that can say like, damn, like if we legitimately had those 2 extra innings, we could have won.
yeah, yeah,
But that's just the way it is. I know, and there's been some teams that complain already that like, oh, like if it was more than 7 innings, we would have won. Yeah, but the game is 7 innings. You're playing 7 innings. You
you already
didn't
know
win in
that.
7 innings, so well.
Yeah.
It's just like if the game was 9 innings. You could say, oh shit, if this was 10 innings, we would have won. Well, shit out of luck because the game's 9 innings.
Straight up. Yeah. Like that. I like that approach. You should have known from the get go. You wanted to play. You want to do that. Here's another
Yeah,
question that I have for you. A couple of weeks ago, we had Fernando Tatis hit that grand slam when they were already winning, I believe 10-3 or 11-3 in the I think eighth inning, ninth inning. I don't. It was a later innings, and then his
yeah,
own coach, the Padres coach, I believe Woodward. ended up saying he didn't like that he didn't take the pitch and he hit the grand slam. Manny Machado, after like from as soon as he hit that grand slam, they had a view of Machado in the back in the batter circle waiting, and he hits that grand
Yeah.
slam and he does that face like, oh my god, I can't believe he just did that. And then
Yeah.
supposedly you had Eric Hosmer talk to the Texas Rangers and tell him, hey, listen, I'll talk to him, don't even trip. And then he was in the dugout talking to friends to Tatis, and then the other
Yeah.
coach was also like mad about it. But what do you think about this whole unwritten rule bullshit, or is it bullshit to you?
To me, it is bullshit.
Okay.
Like everything, and maybe there's some that I just can't recall right now that
Yeah.
are like, all right, like that's a good one to have. But
Yeah.
so far, everything I know about like all the unwritten rules I know, it's just a bunch of stupidity.
Yes.
It's been around for decades. It's getting old school, and like I like the way like my favorite player Bryce Harper when he came out with that hat that make baseball fun again.
Oh
And
yeah.
a lot of players kind of went on that role where it's like, yeah, like like let's get rid of these rules, but it's just too much. Like this dude got flamed on by so many people, but it's like come on, like just don't fucking suck.
Plain
Like
and simple. Yeah.
yeah, you're the
Don't
pitcher. Don't give up a grand slam.
yeah.
Like that's all it is. You're grown ass man getting paid millions of dollars. You shouldn't get buttered because someone hit a grand slam on you when you're losing 10-0.
Yeah.
Don't be garbage. Don't start losing 10-0 and don't give up grand slam. It's plain and simple. And you
Yeah.
saw a lot of players come out in defense, but like like and a lot of old school players also come
Yeah.
out. I think like Reggie Jackson came out. He's like, like hit more of them. Like
Yes.
if they get mad, hit more. Who cares?
Yes.
That's where I'm at. It's like all these unwritten rules are like like
Outdated.
they're just outdated and there's I don't know, like it's just boring. Like come on, like we need to have fun.
Exactly.
Baseball needs this. Like we
Exactly.
need to make the game fun.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like so you have one of the who like we talked about this a couple of shows ago. We were talking about like right Tatis, like MLB needs to get it right. This
Mm-hmm.
needs to be the face of baseball. And here we are like 2 days later just flaming on the guy because of what he broke an unwritten rule.
Yeah.
So
I mean, yeah.
like
Uh,
so my thing is just we need to get rid of all these unwritten rules. Like bat flipping can look douchey, but it gets things riled up.
yes.
Someone bat flips and the other team's like, all right, motherfucker, like
Uh,
here we go, we're
yes.
coming for you.
Yes. Yes. This is, and that's what makes it fun. This is what everybody's talking about. You got to make baseball fun. This is part of making it fun. He hit a home run, bat flips,
Yeah,
team gets upset, and they retaliate by either throwing at the batter, either hitting their own home run and bouncing back, winning a game.
yeah,
Like it just elevates the fun of the game or makes it more competitive and intense, more watchable, plain and simple. I remember this one time the Dodgers were batting practice. I think Chase Utley was still in the team a couple years ago, and I forgot what team announcers, play-by-play announcers, were watching them take batting practice, and the Dodgers had strikeout uh, K for cancer or something. They had like a T-shirt that wasn't a batting practice T-shirt. It was like a T-shirt that was promoting fighting cancer,
yeah,
and the announcers were like, you gotta dress professionally, you gotta take the game more professionally, and they were just flaming the Dodgers for bringing awareness in a fun way, in a good way. And it wasn't even like a lot of attention either. Like they nobody records and does a live feed of batting practice. You have to be at the
yeah,
game or show up early to watch them take batting practice, and it's very rare when somebody's doing a pregame analysis and they go into like the batting practice. But for them to like get upset, and they were old people. This is where it's coming from. The older generations, the boomers, whatever, whoever they are, they're the ones that are upset in the way that the game's moving forward. Like the DL, most people don't want the DL because it's untraditional. That plain and simple.
yeah,
So I mean, you look at it now. More runs are being scored, more opportunity for players that everybody love, like fan favorites. Their careers can last longer because of the DL. But
yeah,
traditionalists are just not having it. Just it is what it is, and it sucks.
yeah. But I think we'll finally get to a point. It might take another 5 to 10 years, but eventually we'll get to that point where it's like it'll be the new norm. There
Hmm.
won't be, oh,
Haters.
you'll always have the naysayers, but it'll get to the point where they're not like a huge voice like it is now.
Yeah, it's true.
That's the thing. Even now, people do something, and the majority of people recognize that it's not professional or it's an unwritten rule or stuff like that. But they're okay with it. You know, it's not a big deal.
It's true. It's true. I mean, you just gotta have fun, man. Like these kids
Yeah,
love, like they just love seeing home runs. They love dingers, plain and simple. And we all do. We all have seen these great plays. Don't bring your players down. Like don't talk down
yeah,
about them. Fernando Tatis, keep doing your thing, man. If they don't like you in San Diego, guess who's gonna want you over here? We're gonna be talking
yeah,
about you already. So
yeah.
we'll take you. We'll gladly move Seager to third, put Turner at DH, put you at short. Gladly we'll root for you. We'll tell you, hey, take that 3-0 swing and take it deep, baby. Take it deep all day.
Yeah.
All right, so sad news though. The Walker Bueller heading to the DL. It's not nothing serious, not an arm issue, nothing like that. It's just he has a blister in his throwing finger, and he's going to be on a 10-day DL. He's going to be retroactive August 2nd, or available, like able to be retroactive until August 2nd. I'm hoping it doesn't occur where little splinter keeps coming back, like Rich Hill. He had that splinter for the he had that issue with his blister for a couple of years, and it will keep him in the DL for a long time. Fortunately, back then it was a 162 season. This is not a 162 season, and Bueller is just right now getting into form. However, he is going to be out for a minute. So, what should the Dodgers do as of right now, or what do you think they should do?
Uh, Honestly, like I know we mentioned this last week, the Dodgers have the luxury of messing around this season, and they'll still finish first in that division. You know, like right now, take advantage. You know, you don't have to panic and go out and get someone. Like, it would be nice, but you don't have to go out. Like, you always talk about Tony Gonsolin and giving him like more of a shot.
Yes.
So just take advantage and see what else you got in your team. You know, like Walker Buehler's going to be out. No need to panic and try to go grab someone or trade or anything. Just, you know, give some people that you normally don't give a shot, give them a shot, because like you have nothing to worry about. You're going to coast into the postseason, and come postseason, you're going to have a better understanding for your team if you start giving more people a trial.
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody's got to step up. So Mitchell White is getting called up and taking his place for the minute for the time being. I'm hoping he shows up because Mitchell White, he has potential to be a starter. I saw him. I remember seeing him in one of the exhibition games without the other team. I think it was the Dodgers versus the Dodgers, and white jerseys versus the All Star Game jerseys that were never used, unfortunately. But I think Mitchell White has some potential to either be a starter with the Dodgers in the future or a trade chip. I either or. But you just mentioned it right now, the trade deadline or the trade situation coming in. So there's two
Yeah,
candidates for me that are standouts, and obviously the Dodgers have already been connected to one of them, which is Lance Lynn, a little husky guy who can throw in the high 90s, and the other one, Trevor Bauer, who I mean, he can be exceptionally great in the regular season, but a hit or miss in the postseason. But what are your thoughts as far as making a trade for the Dodgers, if any?
I would definitely like a starting pitcher more than anything else.
Okay. Would any of the two,
Um,
Lance Lynn or Trevor Bauer, be a selection for you, or would you have somebody else?
I would like Trevor Bauer. I don't know how available he is because I know the Reds, they're not doing well, but they're stubborn. They think they're building towards something. I don't know what,
Yeah.
but that's what they think. So I doubt that they're gonna trade him away. But I know Clevenger. It's well known that Clevenger's out there on the market. The
Yeah,
only
they're
thing,
yeah.
the Indians are very stingy when it comes to trades. So that's gonna. I don't think that's gonna happen unless they can get him for cheap. But I don't think that's gonna happen because, like I mentioned, the the Indians are kind of like the Dodgers. They don't let players go for cheap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they're very stingy with their stuff. But I really like I mentioned like 2 3 weeks ago, it's gonna be I think it's gonna be a quiet deadline because it's just so many teams are in the run right now, and it's such a
Anybody could
short
get in. Yeah,
season. Yeah,
yeah.
anyone can get in, and now that it's more playoff teams involved, there's going to be less sellers, and maybe there's going to be teams that aren't doing well. They're probably going to be thinking like, hey, you know what, this is just a weird season, let's not sell, you know, let's let the season pass, and come next season we'll try again. So I don't think there's going to be, I think it's going to be a fairly quiet off season. I
So
mean, free agent trade deadline.
John Heyman, right, or 3 hours ago, he reported the Reds are planning to go for it, meaning they're buyers, not sellers. So Trevor Bauer is likely to stay, and also Sonny Gray. So damn, Trevor Bauer has a personality that might fit with the Dodgers. I just like what he, how he presents himself, and he's about that fun life, and I think it'll work if he were to be traded for LA. But as of right now, it doesn't seem like it's going to happen, even though they're 13 and 17 and they're one game out of eighth place. They still want to buy. Remember last year how the San Francisco Giants had a hot streak the week before the trade deadline and they decided not to sell and ended up shitting the bed and they ended up losing everybody. They ended up losing Will Smith. They ended up losing Madison Bumgarner rather than trading them. Like the Giants ended up just, oh, now we're going for it. We had a good week. We're staying. We're not selling. And the Dodgers were interested in Bumgarner. So the Reds look to be in that same situation here, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh man. Um, but this was fun. This was very good. What happened? What was it? 2 days ago, 3 days ago, with Lucas Giolito, the no hitter. Man, this is crazy. I didn't even know he was gonna. I honestly didn't think we're gonna have a no hitter this year. I really didn't think we're gonna be able to. It just seemed like too many players are hitting the DH and everything. So it's crazy that he's the first so far, the first no hitter so far. But here's the thing that not a lot of people, I'm just gonna say one person in particular that kind of took this away. Somebody pointed out the Pittsburgh Pirates, which he no hit, their averages, like their stats. And he clearly said not to take anything away from the no hitter, but these are the stats of the batters that he no hit. My question to you is a no hitter, regardless of who it is, valuable, or is it depends on who he no hits if the team is better or not?
So I'm gonna give credit to whoever gets a no hitter because it doesn't happen a lot. You
Yeah,
know, it definitely is a hard feat. But you know, depending who you know hit, that does make it sweeter. You know, if someone no hits the Dodgers, that's like fuck, like
yeah,
that's insane. You know, they're
yeah.
gonna get the utmost credit.
Mm-hmm.
But if you no hit like one of the worst teams in the league, like a no hitter's a no, like I said, no hitter's a no hitter. Like
Yeah,
it's not easy because not everyone does it. But it's gonna have a little like, well, you know, that team's not that good. But like I said, they'll get my respect because they got a no hitter. But
yeah.
depending what team it was,
And if that's the case, it depends on, okay, look at the stats and look at the team that he no hit. So then why isn't
yeah,
every pitcher doing it? Why isn't every pitcher no hitting that team since they're so bad?
yeah,
Since they're so terrible? Why is it that they have wins and they get some hits? They're still a pro team. They can still make contact.
yeah,
Like it shouldn't matter. They're a pro team. But yeah, huge credit to Giolito. Congratulations on your no hitter, man. Hopefully you get another one. And then the White Sox, though, they're a sneaky ass team, man.
yeah.
They're a real sneaky team. I didn't expect them to be as good. They went from trash to, hey, we're the
I
garbage
I
guys now.
can't. I had them along kind of like with the Padres
Like
because
picking up because of
the
the farm system.
yeah, because like the last 2 3 seasons, the best farm systems in baseball have been consistently as the Padres, the Braves, and the White Sox. But the White Sox were more a little delayed in terms of like their talent and how old they were. So we talked about it last season where I was like, all right, this was going to be the season for the Padres, like up and coming, and then next season was going to be the White Sox.
Yeah.
And I know that right now it's their highly coveted pitcher. Is it Mike or Michael Kopka, Kopka,
Sure.
something like that? I know he was out with. He just opted out this season, but that's once that guy gets back in that rotation, like that's gonna be a nice little team you're gonna have to deal with in the future.
Damn. Well, that's good. That's good. I mean, let's see what they can do because right now I think the Giants, with their record, they're the 16th seed, which means they would face
Yeah,
the Dodgers in the postseason, and they don't have a good record. So this proves that really, like, no one needs to be sellers unless you're the Arizona Diamondbacks, the Angels, and the Boston Red Sox. I think those are the only teams that are trash, like beyond pathetic. And Mike Trout is having a bad turnaround now. Like he's not performing like he was once. Like 2 weeks ago, we were back at the he's gonna be the greatest of all time. Now he's like he's at that Jock Peterson level. Like what happened? It was just pretty sad. And finally for MLB, this is a little exciting for me honestly because I feel like if if the playoffs were to be held because supposedly MLB is talking about having a neutral site and quarantine players the week before playoffs start, and the neutral site they're deciding on between Southern California, which has Dodger Stadium, Petco Park, and Angel Stadium, and then also having it split between Texas, which has Minute Maid Park, and the Texas Rangers Park, and they also have a couple of more off-site parks like I think Texas A&M and Texas University and all these little ballparks that they have. But honestly, I think the best fit would be California. Right now, you see what's going on in Texas, the hurricanes. Um, they just bad over there. And then they got the terrible weather out here in California. I think the fires are under control. We had like a couple hundred fires going on in the entire state of California, but I think they're put under control now. But we have 5 or 6 professional stadiums, and then to go along with like the minor league stadiums, and then because I know Rancho minor leaguers, there's a minor league site. There's here in Southern California. There's minor league sites in Northern California, and you also have the university. So there's a lot of places for all the players to be, here. And there's a lot of hotels and everything. But if we were to quarantine and have a neutral site, what would be your thoughts? Or like, can it be done?
I it can easily be done, especially come playoff time where it's what like a month or so.
About yeah,
Yeah, so it can with baseball it can easily be done, but then like I said, the play I know the MLB Players Association they've been a little hard headed since the beginning because if the Players Association would have actually listened to Manfred from the very beginning, I don't think we would have had all these outbreaks or anything. But they wanted like okay, teams had to be chaperoned, they had to stay in the hotel, they couldn't go out. But the Players Association were the ones fighting Manfred, saying like they pretty much wanted their freedom. They didn't want to
yeah,
be
in a
like
bubble.
under strict supervision and
Mm-hmm.
pretty much under a bubble. But after the all the breakouts, then Manfred said, "All right, now screw you guys, we're going strict." So I think the Players Association would be fine with doing it for another month.
Oh, that's fair.
And to be California, so the thing California is the excessive heat. The
Yeah.
heat gets really bad out here,
Mm-hmm.
and just the unhealthy air quality right now because of all the fires. But it's a great site because you don't even have to do all of California. You can stick to Southern California, and teams have to go the furthest an hour and a half down to San Diego.
Yeah,
I know
or
you
they
have
could just stay in San Diego. Like
yeah, because you have the was it Petco? Is it still called Petco Park? I
yes,
don't know.
I think it's called Petco Park.
Yeah, so you have the Padres Stadium, Angel Stadium, Dodger Stadium. So just right there, you have three professional major league stadiums.
Yes.
And as you mentioned, the Quake Stadium, where I live like 10 minutes away. That's a beautiful stadium for a minor league team.
Yes.
That is such a nice stadium.
Yes, it is.
Now, dimension wise, I don't know if MLB would be happy with it. I don't recall the dimensions of that stadium, but there's a ton of there's like I know there's another minor league. I forgot. I don't know if it was the Angels or whose minor league stadium that like an hour away. That was another like high quality stadium.
I think
But
the Angels and the Dodgers share Rancho. No.
no, so it was the Quake Stadium was Angels before it was the Angels AAA team,
Yeah.
and then they just switched it. I don't know how that works. I don't know if they bought them out or what happened, but it just became up until recently it became the Dodgers.
You know what I think it is?
Triple A or single A,
I
whatever
think it
it's
would
called.
be a professional field, the Rancho. I'm looking at the dimensions. Left field is 330, left center is 373, center field is 401, center power alley, I guess it's like center right field is 373, and then the backstop is 330. So I think it might be, oh, backstop is 50 feet, my bad. Right field is 330. So I think it might be a pro. I mean, if you have Yankee Stadium, who's like 12 by 12, why not have Rancho be one of them? Yeah, I think Rancho could be done. Did we lose you?
Doors.
Oh, wait, no, I lost you there for a minute. Could you repeat what?
Oh, it's the one advantage that Texas would have is that the majority of their stadiums are indoors.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So you look at like the Astros, was it Minute Maid Park? I
Mm-hmm.
believe the new Ranger Stadium
Yeah,
is indoors,
yes.
and the old Ranger Stadium, I believe, is still up.
Okay.
So they potentially could use the old Ranger Stadium still.
I mean, yeah, I mean, go for it. So my question would be like, do they plan on having the AL in Texas and the NL in Cali, or everybody in Texas or
I
everybody in Cali?
I think it would be better for two neutral sites,
Yeah,
so that way it's not like you can stick to professional fields. So let's say just Southern California, you have Padres, Angels, and Dodgers ballparks.
yes,
It's three stadiums, which in a day you can you can do. There's double headers all the time, so you can play your two, and you can possibly even squeeze a third game into a stadium,
yeah.
like on a day, on any given day.
If you start
But
off at
yeah, it's
9, if you start off at 9 in the morning, let's say the game takes 3 hours, and you're looking at 12 o'clock noon for that game to be over, then you gotta flip around right away. Like right away, I'm talking about like maybe 30 minutes later. No, you need warm ups. You need to warm up. You need to clean up. Yeah, you would need like at least an hour and a half, 2 hours to flip around. So you're talking about like 2 o'clock, the next game starts. Another 3 hours
yeah,
to
so
five o'clock. Then oh, maybe you could squeeze in 3 games. If
so
every single game is finished within the 3 hour mark, then yeah, you could probably squeeze in 3 games. But you're
it's
starting off at 9 in the morning. That means batting practice at
yeah.
7.
So like technically, you can stick to your two games per day, like your double header at each
Yeah,
stadium, and that gets you
6 a day.
6 games a day.
Yeah,
So if you switch it between two neutral sites, you can easily do that. Doing everything in one state, it will be harder
yeah.
because you can use, like, as we mentioned, like the Quake Stadium,
Hmm.
but maybe like so no one complains about anything, then okay, we only like they can stick to just MLB team stadiums.
Yeah,
So you can do like have the NL out here in California and the AL out in Texas. So you'll have the Angels, Padres, Dodger Stadium, and then over there you'll have the Astros and Ranger Stadium, and possibly the old Ranger Stadium.
hmm hmm I mean, if you expand it to a Northern California, that you're adding, what is it, two more stadiums, AT&T Park. I don't know if it's still AT&T Park, and then the Coliseum.
Oh yeah, because if you think about it, it's 16 teams, so that's eight eight games.
16 per
Or
division, though, right?
eight. So it's four games per division.
Yeah,
Like
okay, yeah,
let's say
yeah,
they all play. So if you think about it, you only need two stadiums
that's
on
true.
each side.
That's true.
So if you're out in California, you can do Dodger and Angel Stadium, which is like an hour drive.
Yeah,
And then if you're out in Texas, you can do the Houston and Ranger
Rangers.
Stadium, which is like 2 hours away from each other, like
Yeah,
2.5 hours away from each other. So you can stick to those two stadiums and just do double headers.
and downtown Los Angeles has a lot of hotels that are top notch that could hold a lot of teams, like the bubble, like the NBA bubble. The only thing is, you would have to have a lot of security out, just like in at least a three block radius, patrolling and making sure no fans are around, making sure no bums are around. Like just clean up like like a three block radius. Like you'll be good because the stadiums to the hotel in a downtown area to Dodger Stadium is like maybe a 5 to 10 minute drive with traffic from downtown. Like the nearest hotel in downtown will probably take 5 minutes to get to Dodger Stadium, and it could hold like two or three teams easily. So it could be done in Southern California. I don't know what the things are in Texas, but if Dodger Stadium were to be hold one, then also Angel Stadium, they're close to Disneyland, and Disneyland has a lot of hotels. The Grand California Hotel, man, I'd be jealous. I'd be so jealous thinking about, okay, I'm staying in downtown Los Angeles with the bums, but you got the other team staying at the Grand California Hotel in Disneyland, looking at the fountains, looking at probably even going to to Disneyland, and they're like 10 minutes away from Angel Stadium as well. So it could be done for
I would like so rather be at Angel Stadium. It's
easy.
that all right. Party with Mickey or watch some bum take a shit outside my window.
Man, you're
Which
not
one?
even lying. You're not even lying. Yeah, but yeah, it could be done. I'm all for having them come through. Having come to two stadiums, SoCal. Yeah, if that's the thing, then hell yeah. But what do you do though? Like, how would you do it? Because the Angels are obviously in the American League, and if you're gonna have the National League play in Southern California, the American League playing, then it's kind of fucked up for the Angels, don't you think?
It is, but I realistically I don't think the Angels even get in.
Oh, you're right.
But yeah, but even if that were a thing, it's like all right, like sorry to say so, but just AL's over there and L's over here. It's just the way it works.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially with like no fans in attendance.
There's no
I
advantage.
don't. Yeah, there's no advantage.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, let's do it. Let's get it. Let's get it over here like that. So we're gonna take a quick little break. We're gonna come right back with you guys, talk about some crazy news in the NFL and also some NBA. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
All right.
I think my mic is low. Let me raise it up. All right, so we're back. I think hopefully everybody can hear me now. We're talking about homelessness in Los Angeles and how the homeless are running wild out here. I just gotta make sure the audio is pretty good. But have you? I mean, we've gone to downtown together, um, Marvin, and
Yeah.
like, what do you think about it? Like, it's crazy or not?
I personally don't like going to downtown to walk around. Um, I like, when we go to an escape room or we go to eat, where it's like, all right, we park the car and go straight to where we're going, because there is fun things to do out there. But realistically, if anyone tells you that downtown is a beautiful place, they're lying to you.
Yeah,
Like, it's so bad. It smells like pee everywhere. There's bums just sleeping on every corner. It's so bad. Like I said, downtown to walk around is just not my favorite thing to do.
yeah. No, I mean, there's things to do in downtown. There is like
Yeah,
OG Skyspace, a slide, that the glass slide outside LA, like that big building. You can do things. You could have great food out there, but there's always that risk of having some bum just roll up on you and give you the bump and just like flap your
yeah.
lip, or like you'll see someone taking a shit in an alley. Alley smell like piss and ah, like rancid.
Even like where you park your car, it's like Like damn, like some you park your car is like dude, like you getting out your car, it's like right, it just smells like pee everywhere.
Yes, sketchy. Everything is sketchy about. Well, not
Yeah,
everything. There's some sketchy areas where you're looking at it. I know parking structures like they're breeding grounds for crackheads. Like just nah,
yeah.
you're safer parking your car in South Central than you are in a parking structure in downtown LA. But yeah, it sounds fun though. It sounds doable. It sounds like we could make things happen if we were to have all MLB teams come over here and chill, make sure that we're good with teams in one local area and another team or another division in another local area. But anyways, so NBA has already released the scheduling for the restart, and basically it's gonna be tomorrow. Let me give you the actual setup. So tomorrow, this is Eastern time, so 1:30, 12:30 p.m. the Bucks versus the Magic. At 3:30 it'll be the Thunder Rockets, and at 6 it'll be the Blazers and Lakers. Sunday will be the Raptors Celtics at what's 1 p.m. would be 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Clippers versus Mavericks would be at 12:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and the Nuggets Jazz at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. So the playoffs are returning. Now, my question to you is, well, it's not even a question, but damn, I don't even know how to approach this. To be honest with you, I really don't know how to approach this. Look, what they did woke everybody up. Now everybody is paying attention. Like kudos to the Bucks. They they just went out and said, yeah, we're we're done. And they went out there. Then everybody followed suit. Like, yes, I was excited about the Lakers. They're gonna advance. All that. Like, I'm excited about it. Great, but I also understand that there's bigger things in this world going on right now. So what they did was great because it got the attention of everybody. Then, then you had all these people coming out. I don't know if you've seen them, Marvin, but it doesn't bother me, but I'm like, why do you go on social media and say, I'm done with the NBA? This has become too political. I can't believe they're doing this. I'm no longer going to be a fan. And you know, that whole like this isn't an airport. You don't have to, you have
Yeah,
to announce your departure. Just leave, just block everything out. But, anyways, like, you had all these people come out and say, I'm not going to support the NBA anymore. And then MLB said, yeah, we're also not going to play. And you had other people say, I'm no longer going to be a fan of MLB, blah, blah, blah. And
yeah,
then the NHL came out and it's like, I'm not going to be a fan. Then, during the
yeah.
playoffs, MLS came out and said, we're not playing as well. So what's left for you guys? If you guys are departing from all these sports, what's left for you guys? These guys are talking about something that's going on and they want change, and you're mad because they want change. I don't understand. Like, that's what I don't understand. Everybody is paying attention to what they're doing and talking about it, which is what they wanted. Everybody's talking
Yeah.
about it. Yet you're mad because they're peacefully doing it. How does that make
The
sense?
so the thing I think the thing there is like I know we had this talk off the air last time where I think it's people that we like for example, for 10 of us that support what the players are doing,
Yeah,
there's that one person that says something idiotic, like, oh, like what they're doing is stupid and this and that.
yeah,
And I think we pay too much attention to that one person. So I don't think it's a big issue. I don't think it's a lot of people that are like, oh my God, so many people are like doing it. They're leaving and this and that. As I mentioned to you last time, like it's a handful of people that are being idiotic, but we're just paying more attention to them
yes,
versus everyone supporting. Because if you go down like the Twitter timeline or whatever it's called, you'll see a bunch of people like, "Hey, we support you, we support you." But then there's that one guy that's like, "Oh, I'm done with them," and
mm-hmm,
now we're here talking about it on the show. Like, "Oh my God, look at that one guy."
yeah,
So I think like that's just the thing. It's not a handful of people. It's not an issue that they're gonna have to start worrying about. It's just there's always those bad apples out there. Like with
absolutely,
police. There's great police officers out there, and there's pieces of shit that exist, unfortunately.
yes,
You know, so my thing is, First of all, I want to give, not a lot of people talk about it, but I want to give a big ups to the Detroit Lions, the NFL team. They were the first ones to, they walked out of their practice and they're like the first ones to boycott. And then I don't know if it was that, I don't remember if it was that same night or the night after that the Bucks did their boycott. So I want to
Oh,
give a,
that is interesting.
yeah, I want to give a, I don't know if there was any, I think the Titans or the Dolphins, I forgot what, there was a couple of NFL teams that walked out of their
Yeah,
practice like right after.
yeah.
And then I believe it was that same night or the night after that the Bucks did their boycott.
Damn, you're trying
But
to take the credit away from the NBA and give it to the NFL. Typical
no,
Marty.
no, my thing is I just,
NFL bet.
like, no, my thing is, what, kudos to the NBA because, NFL, they did what they did, but there's nothing really at risk. They left
If it was a
practice.
regular season game and they did that, oh man,
Yeah,
yeah, like fuck, like
yeah,
that would have been bigger than all the other sports doing it.
yeah. So that's why, to me, nothing compares to what the NBA did because they did it in the middle of the postseason.
Yes, like
So to
we're
me,
talking about minutes before
yeah,
Game 5 started. The Bucks just said, "Yeah, we're not coming out," and then instead of
yeah,
forfeiting, I mean, hey, shout out to the Magic because they could have easily said, "Hey, they forfeited. We get the win.
yeah.
Now we force a Game 6." But yeah, like ultimately, like
But
kudos to everybody for doing it because
yeah,
one team stood out, another team followed, a whole league followed, a whole sport followed, another sport followed, and it trickled down to where now we have everybody's attention, or they have
yeah.
everybody's
My thing with them is really like, now what? Because a lot of these guys, they they put out their statement, they wrote their paragraph on social media, but then you see they went back to their hotel rooms, they had their wine clubs, they got on their egg games, like their whole social justice movement ended with a tweet. You know, like they canceled the games, they put out their paragraph on Instagram or social media, and then they went back to their luxurious lifestyles.
attention. Yeah,
Like what I want to see is like, okay, if you guys really think this is more than a game of basketball, show me, show us. We're tired of you guys just hearing you guys just say like, oh, this is wrong, like, and they're always saying like it's bigger than basketball. Okay, show us, leave the bubble, and show us that you're actually caring. You're not just saying these words to gather some fame or whatever it is you're after.
yeah. Um,
But
it's only a matter of time before they do because obviously right now they're in the bubble. They want to accomplish something because they sacrificed.
yeah,
What is it now? 2 months that they sacrificed of being literally away from their family, quarantined
yeah.
and isolated from everybody. So they sacrificed a lot. So they got something finished, which is obviously what they want to do.
I think one of the things you touched on it earlier is there's some people, a lot of people like leaving or saying they don't want to watch anymore. Me, I'm not saying I'm on that boat. The thing with me is I watch sports as a getaway from reality. It's like we deal with bullshit every day. I just want to sit down, watch some sports, and have fun. These protests, I completely like. These protests are great. You're not, we live in a country that affords you the right to protest. You're not endangering anyone. It's peaceful. Like that's great. What they're doing is great. But I think like looking into the eyes of these guys that they're saying they don't want to watch anymore, I think that's why they're leaving because them it's
Yeah,
like like I don't to me because I'm like that sometimes, but with this I'm okay with, like I said, with this I'm okay with it because they're protesting peacefully, they're not endangering anyone, no one's getting hurt. It's great. This is how it's supposed to be done.
yeah, yeah,
But sometimes like that's why I don't watch. I haven't turned on ESPN in months because it's like, all right, I want to watch sports and get away from the world, but then I get all this political talk thrown at me while I'm watching sports. It's like, no, come on, like I'm watching something else now. So I think that's where these people come from, where there's like, all right, I want to watch sports as a getaway, and then
hmm
all this political talk is getting put into their sports. So I think that's what's driving them away.
Nah, they like just
No,
looking
they're
at their profiles, looking. I'm just a few. I would say like I've lurked at least 40 to
yeah,
50 profiles. Like I've gone into them, and it's people that don't even watch the sport that are saying I'm no longer going to be a fan. I'm no longer going to watch. I'm no longer going to support. Like those are the
yeah,
kind of people that are in it for the attention and to try to get the what we call clout. Like plain and
Yeah.
simple, they're not. If you were to point them out and tell them, hey, name someone from the Nets. Like you and I barely know Jared Jack, but we know Kyrie and Kevin Durant are on it. But if you tell someone
Yeah.
like them, hey, name someone from the Nets, nothing. Now you will get nothing.
Yeah.
That's the type of people that are in there just to rile everybody else up, but no one gives a fuck about them. That's the whole thing. And at the same time, we're paying attention to it because they're trying to get the attention, and they got it. They got it.
Yeah.
So at this point, it's like the the players got the attention. They got their plan through. They're starting to put their foot forward and put initiative into action. So
Yeah.
they're gonna start getting things done. The moment they're out of the bubble, man, it's gonna be a done deal because these guys are the advocates and the leaders to like protesting peacefully. I remember Jalen Brown drove, I don't even know how far, but he drove to walk with the protesters.
Yeah. I
Um,
know Damian Lillard and McCollum
and
were out there walking as well.
Danny Green as well. He was walking
Yeah.
with the protesters, and that's the type of things that excuse me. Those are the type of things that we want from the NBA players, but they can't do that right now because obviously they got
Yeah.
they got this thing going on with the playoffs. But I already know like the moment they get out, they're gonna be out there just leading the way and making sure change is happening and changes for the better. Because I don't want to feel scared every time I'm driving my car, and I don't even drive like a gangster car. Look at like I fit the profile of like a not a thug, but like you can tell I'm Mexican, and if I take my hat off and everything, comb my hair back, like I fit the profile of what the cops are looking for, just by my looks, and I don't want to feel threatened or scared every time I see a cop go from like bust a U-turn and get behind me. Like I don't want to be driving on the freeway and worried like, oh shit, am I driving too fast? Both hands on the wheel. Like I don't want to be that. Like I don't. Like it just and that's the world we live in. Unfortunately, that's just the
Yeah.
world we live in. We fear the cops, but who polices the police? That's the other thing too. Like you see all these things happening, and where do we go when shit happens to us? Nowhere. We just file a complaint. It gets put in the back, gets tossed out, and that's the end of it. Plain and simple. But it is what it is, and that's first step. Making sure that everybody's paying attention and understands the reason why we're doing it. I see it. I believe it. I just hope that something does happen. And once they're out, they put initiative into their actions and what they want to do.
Like
Because
that's all I want to see. It's because I'm just tired of all these professional athletes just saying the correct thing.
yeah,
We see it all the time, and that's what angers me about these professional athletes. Like I'm not saying shut up and talk. I'm just saying, oh, how the thing is shut up and dribble. Like
yeah,
it's like okay, if you're not gonna do anything, just shut up and dribble. Like if you're just gonna say shit out your mouth just so people could think you're politically correct, no. Like go out there and do something. Like
yeah.
you just mentioned, Jalen Brown. Uh,
Danny Green,
I don't know, Danny. I
CJ
don't know if LeBron
McCollum,
James
Damian
goes out
Lillard.
there, but yeah,
I don't
all
think.
these guys,
No, I don't think LeBron was. I don't think LeBron.
like all these people, they go out there and they show that, like they're not just about saying things. They go out there and they want change. Versus, you see a lot of players, they just say things and then they go back to their luxurious lifestyle,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's it. They just put out a quick statement and they go back into the shadows.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm happy to see that more and more players across all the leagues are actually doing something.
yeah,
That's
for
what
sure.
I'm happy to see. Now,
Yeah,
hopefully, once this whole bubble thing ends, they continue. So I'm gonna keep a close eye on that because I have everyone's names written down. If I don't see them out there marching, protesting, or saying anything more after the bubble's done, oh
so what was it about? What was it for? Just for
yeah,
clout?
yeah, you mentioned earlier, like a lot of people, like it's like if they just do it for clout.
Yeah.
Like
Nah.
athletes, pro athletes are the best possible people to lead this change.
Yes, and the best reason, and just so we can close out on that, if you and I combine, go out to the streets, and we say, hey, we want peace, we want justice, we want to feel threatened by the police, we want support. Like we start protesting, just you and I, we're not shit. We're not. We'll probably get a couple of honks. We hold up some signs, honk for peace, stuff like. We'll get a couple of honks, cool. But
Yeah.
someone like LeBron James, who has millions of followers, he
Yeah.
could easily make change easily. Yeah, he'll lose some followers if he says, "Hey, you gotta, we want your support." Blah blah. Come, like he'll lose support for sure. But like the amount of people that are gonna support as opposed to people that are gonna drop out from him, it ain't gonna be close to it. So that yeah, we just want like they're the perfect voice. They're the perfect voice for change. Unlike, and I'll go into this trash ass team. Unlike the Clippers, who have fucking oh my god, I can't believe he did it too. Uh, Patrick Beverly. Well, I'm showing a video right now of. Let's talk first about Marcus Morris and the. I think it was a scumbag move that he busted. So game four or was it game five? Yeah, it was game five. Game five, Marcus Morris is shown. I'm like, I don't know how you see it, but I see it as he intentionally tried to hurt Luka Doncic. Like he stepped on his ankle. But
Yeah.
what do you see in the video? Or what do you see?
So eh, I dissected it a little bit more, and it's even for me, it's hard to say because when you look at just the feet, like he's running, let's say in a straight line to point A,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden his right foot keeps going to point A, but his left foot kind of shifts away and goes to Luca's foot.
Yes.
Now, the one thing is at that point, Luca is changing directions. So maybe that was Marcus Morris just changing directions too, along with Luca.
Mm-hmm.
But then also, when you look at his head or look at his face, he wasn't looking, or look at his eyes, he wasn't looking down. He was looking like kind of not up, but like defending Luca. He was looking
Yeah.
like at eye level. So it's tough to say. It really is because altogether, it wouldn't seem like he was trying to go after his foot. But at the same time, Marcus Morris has a history.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
As you alluded to me earlier, he has a history of some dirty things. So it's really a toss up. I think the only person who really knows is Morris. The
Yeah.
rest of us, like the best we could do is just guess.
I mean, he came out with a statement and said, "That's not the type of player I am. I'm not a dirty player. I play the game with respect." Blah 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 blah. The typical bullshit. And then
Yeah.
people started pulling out the videos. I went out and started looking for Marquise Morris fights, and I came up with Marcus Morris fights. I completely forgot he had beef with Jalen Brown in a timeout. He got in a fight with Paul George, his current teammate. Oh, it wasn't a fight. It was like a little shoving bullshit. Um, he pummeled someone in the head with a basketball, and who knows what he's done off the court. Like Marcus
Yeah.
Morris is like looking for it. Like he's always looking for it. So I see it as intentional because you look at before you go left right with your feet. Like you step left right, you run left right. Like everything you do is gonna be left right. You're not gonna be right left left left. And the way I saw it in the video is he was going right left, and that's when he stepped on Luka Doncic. And he knew Luka has a bad ankle. He's already tried to step
Yeah.
under Luka while he's shooting a 3 pointer. That's also been seen, and also NBA is going to look into it as well. They're going to investigate that. So I believe like the Clippers see it as okay. Well, the Mavs are legit and they could beat us. So we got you, Marcus, for a reason. Start doing your job, and here it is. He's doing his job. He's putting Luka on a stretcher, and unfortunately, that's the way it is. But the Mavs, though, they're low key. Like if they're healthy, they could take on the Clip. They could take out the Clippers. But do you think
Yeah.
the Clippers could realistically lose to the Mavs if Kristaps comes back?
To me, no. Like I know when before the postseason started, I had mentioned like whoever faces the Mavericks, they're gonna have a hard time because throughout the season they've been the most efficient offense, and we see it with just just Porzingis and Luca alone. Like they terrorize the team. But honestly, like the thing with the Clippers, the first was it 3 or 4 games, was that Paul George was hot garbage. He was dog
Yeah,
shit out there.
yeah,
Now we saw Paul George. beat Paul George, and we saw the damage the Clippers do. So I think the Mavericks can beat the Clippers with Porzingis coming back, but Paul George going back to game one, two, and three. Paul George.
Okay.
If Paul George goes back to his old self, I don't think the Mavericks can stand a chance.
Okay, so Paul George came out and said that supposedly he's been dealing with stress, anxiety, depression, and that's why
Yeah,
his performance was lacking. Do you believe him?
I do because we've seen a lot of basketball players. Kevin Love himself, he kind of started that whole movement of like, hey, like recognize that we're people too, and we
Yeah,
suffer through these things.
yeah.
And I know there's been a lot of players that say that being in the bubble or living in the bubble for a prolonged period, it causes like mental issues. And Paul George has had a history of mental issues. So I wouldn't like I believe him when he says so just because of his history with mental issues and knowing other players have kind of experienced this in the bubble as well.
Okay. I mean,
Now
yeah.
I don't think he's gonna be going off for 40 points every night either. But
Hopefully not.
yeah,
Hopefully not.
but I think I think at least no, like I think he's good to go, and you're gonna see the Clippers like back in full force after this.
Ah, I was kind of hoping. I was kind of hoping. Look, if I think if the Mavs take them to seven, that's gonna kick the Clippers to another level of they're gonna drive them to another level, and yeah, I think the Clippers will take it. So it's either the Clippers eliminate them this next game, or the Mavs eliminate them because yeah, I just don't see the Lakers beating this team if Paul George is dropping 30, Kawhi's dropping 30, Lou Williams is dropping 20, 25, Trez is calling Danny Green a bitch ass white boy and dropping 15. And then Patrick Beverly, who's a stupid ass, um, he ended up, so just real quick on Patrick Beverly, just to add more bullshit to his stupid ass. He ends up telling the NBA Players Association representative, um, basically to shut up and and um, and didn't give her permission to continue with what she was saying because supposedly Patrick Beverly pays her salary. And honestly, that was like stupid and disrespectful. Where other players within that meeting even told him like, "Hey, that was disrespectful. Shut up." Like, so it's gotten to the point where like now he's becoming a fucking piece of shit, bigger piece of shit than he already was. I love that he's mental when he's on the court. Like he'll throw himself at the players. Like he'll just torpedo. He'll what kamikaze his ass to get a basketball. But as far as like the shit talking goes, like now you don't tell someone else like you pay my salary and shut the fuck up. Come on, relax. But the other series that I want to talk about, the Jazz and the Nuggets. This series is getting really good. The Nuggets win Game 5. They're down 3-2 though. But how do you see this series? Like, what are your thoughts on this series?
I think it goes seven,
Damn.
but ultimately, so right now I know it's the Jazz. The Jazz is up 3-2, right?
Yes, the Jazz are up.
Um, like I think ultimately I'm gonna have Denver getting by because I think it's a little more firepower on that team. Because you look at
Joke.
Joker, however the hell you
Yeah.
pronounce his last name, Jokic,
Yeah.
Michael Porter Jr. coming to fruition. I look
Jordan
at Jamal
Clarkson.
Murray. Jamal Murray has
Oh wait,
been
no, my bad.
dropping. Yeah, Jamal Murray dropped what 52, and then he just dropped 47 or 50. Like
Yeah.
he's on a good one right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, Clarkson off the bench. Like that team is just firing on all
No, Clarkson is
cylinders.
with Utah. My bad. Clarkson is.
With Utah, oh okay, yeah, he's just firing. That team is just firing on all cylinders
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm confusing Clarkson with someone off of Denver's bench. I'll look into it right now. But I don't know. The thing with Utah is they're very good defensively,
Mm.
but that could be a flaw because you look at Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert is a monster on defense,
Yeah.
but he seems to not care about offense. Like that's his issue right now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it seems like Donovan Mitchell kind of has to go off for the Jazz to beat the Nuggets.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I think Denver's gonna get by.
Damn. So you got the Nuggets. Okay. So it's one win for the Jazz. I think, and that's why I mentioned Clarkson. I think he's gonna be the difference maker for the Jazz and advancing, because
Yeah,
it just feels like he comes off the bench and he's gonna give you 20 25 points easily, and he spreads the floor. The Nuggets, yeah, you just gotta have Joker out there and you gotta have Murray out there for the majority of the game, and you're gonna burn them out for the next series. So that's essentially it. Like they have some depth, but the majority of the scoring is coming just from Jamal Murray. And I don't know, can he maintain this level of success for another 2 games? Like, you think that's
I
possible?
I think he could. It seems like when he wants to take over,
Yeah,
like he
he
could,
could.
but he seems
Yeah.
like he's more worried about kind of like not to that extent, like how we always make fun of Lonzo, where he's gonna dunk the ball, and he'll take the ball out of the hoop and pass it to someone. Like that's how insane Lonzo is. I think Jamal Murray's to that point where like
Oh god.
he much rather facilitate than score. But if
Damn.
he has to score, like he could.
Okay.
And I don't know, like actually, well, I know that Porter Jr. didn't play, or he came off the bench for some reason the last game.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, because you look at that squad, and I think they just have more scoring potential.
Yeah. It just seems right. Ah, damn.
Conley for some reason has been on a roll too. Like Conley's never been known for scoring, and he's been going off
That's
for
true.
the Jazz. I don't know how long. That's another one that you could look at him too and be like, how long is that gonna really last?
God. I mean, the Lakers don't face them. The next team that they got to worry about, and we can talk on them real quick, or not real quick, but we can focus on them. They're either going to face the Thunder or the Houston Rockets, which is another series that is interesting because they're tied 2-2. The last
Yeah.
game you had, obviously the Thunder have to come back. They had to like legit play hard to get a good comeback, but this is a team that the Lakers would have to face next, either the Thunder or the Rockets. This is without Westbrook, though.
Yeah.
So as it stands right now, I don't know if Russell Westbrook's going to come back for this series. I don't know when and if, but can the Thunder upset the Rockets?
Uh shit. I'm gonna say yes because the way the Rockets play. The Rockets are live and die by the three.
Yes.
So like if everything falls for the Rockets, then they could beat anyone. Like if they have four great three shooting games out of seven, they're gonna beat anyone.
Yeah, they're taking what,
But
40 to 70 3 points per game.
yeah, so that's the thing with the Rockets. Like they've always been live by the three, die by the three, but
Yeah.
this year they really went on it all in on that.
Yeah.
So they can beat the Clippers, they can beat the Lakers, they can beat whoever the hell they want if those threes are falling.
Mm-hmm.
But that's really the deciding factor right there. Because
That's
other than that, if you're the Jazz, you dump it in the paint to Gobert. If you're the Lakers, you dump it in the paint to Anthony Davis.
and that's what
If
we thought. Honestly, that's what we thought when I expected the Lakers to beat them hard in the regular season, because that's what I thought. Okay, well, their tallest guy, and I remember I kept making fun of it. Their tallest guy was PJ Tucker, who's six
yeah,
six, and then the Lakers have like 7 players that are over 6'6", and then ended up losing by like 20 plus points. So
yeah, that's the thing. Like when those threes are falling, like it's hard to beat them
yeah,
because I don't think there's a better three shooting team.
the
So if those
Warriors are.
threes are, yeah, if there's if their threes are falling, no one's beating.
Mm.
But that's the thing; those threes have to fall in 4 games out of 7, and that's where I see an issue.
Okay.
But yeah, hats off to PJ Tucker. I'm gonna let these defensive stats slide this season because poor guy's dealing with like the best centers in the league.
Man, he's getting pummeled out there, but yeah, he's doing work. I don't know. I want, just for the Cinderella story, just for the mere fact that everybody called so I don't remember who called LeBron a washed king, but Chris Paul, like if LeBron's a washed king, Chris Paul was like his fuck ball boy or something. Like it was just super disrespect. And he comes and I think he has a tied record with the Rockets as far as like wins and losses. I think he has the same record as the Rockets, but no one expected the Thunder to be in this position right now. I do want them to win, but I don't think they're gonna win. It just feels like James Harden, and then Westbrook's gonna come back. Like it just seems like he's gonna come back either this next game or if not game six, one or the other. He's coming back and he's gonna close out the series,
Yeah.
plain and simple. It just sucks though. It does suck. Uh, Chris Paul though, getting paid a lot of money and he's living up to it. The thing that you had mentioned before the show started was a little scandal in the NFL. You wanna elaborate on a little bit? You want to talk about it?
Yeah, well, it's kind of carrying on from an older scandal.
Mm-hmm.
About like a month ago, I believe it was like a month ago, around there. There was these stories about Washington's like abusive environment,
Yeah.
and so now there's like an addition to that that just occurred. I can't recall the guy's name. It was Michael something, but he was a previous director of
Public
the
relations.
previous the yeah the, no he was a previous director of like video broadcast stuff like
Oh,
that.
okay.
And so apparently there was a video or a DVD made of a cheerleaders like what's that word I'm looking for? Because the cheerleaders
Tryouts.
had like a yeah the cheerleader tryouts had like a show. They did like a show about it, and so there was a there was a video or a DVD floating around of like the like kind of like outtakes or behind the scenes footage, stuff of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
And so that guy, he's the director, he was in charge of it, so he came under fire. But now he came out and said that the owner, Dan Snyder, was the one that directed him to make that video privately for him.
Oh my
So
god.
that's a big thing going on right now. So apparently, as is being alleged, Dan Snyder asked this guy to make him a private DVD of outtakes and behind the scenes footage of the cheerleader tryouts.
Oh god. Ah.
And sorry, I forgot to mention this earlier, but adding on to that, for the Washington football team, the head coach Ron Rivera was diagnosed. I can't recall with what cancer, but he was diagnosed with cancer.
Oh my god. Damn. That. Look. I firmly believe that these owners, these NFL owners, like they got some shady shit going on the back end, like where people don't see. You saw Robert Kraft, like getting massages and shit. Like, come on, we already know what
Yeah,
he's doing there. But also, he's hanging out with 50. He's hanging out with Meek Mill, hanging out with his own players. So like Robert Kraft is a gangster of an owner, straight up G. Like that's a cool owner. But you already know there's some owners out there that are either part of that pedophile ring that everybody in Hollywood is joined in and stuff like that. And then situations like this, like you just mentioned, some weirdos, some just straight up scumbags. So it just sucks. But what do you do in this situation? Like, what would you ask for, or how? What can he do?
there's really not much like on whose behalf though.
Yeah, that sucks. That does
Like
suck. So,
if you're the owner, like
my team. Like, how do
all
you?
you can do, like if you're Dan Snyder, all you could do really is
It wasn't
like
me.
if you are in fact innocent, all you could do is just wait for the process to play out.
Yeah.
That's about it. There's not much else they can do. The only thing that sucks right now is, well, no, I don't want to say sucks, but kind of if for Juan Rivera is a brand new coach, like he just got hired,
Mm-hmm.
and then they had to undergo name change because it was viewed as a racial name or racial slur, and then you get diagnosed with cancer, and then you find out that your owner is potentially a perv and a scumbag.
Fuck.
So yeah,
Fuck.
that's what it kind of sucks for Juan Rivera right now, man. This last month was like not good for him.
Yeah. No. Damn. That does suck. Major balls. Fuck. Ah, we live in a fucked up world, man. A really, really trash ass world.
Yeah.
Man, I can't wait for a meteor to hit just a certain part of the United States. Because honestly, look, if Donald Trump can have his clan, I mean, not his clan rally, but something similar to it, the Republican National Party, whatever, like, whatever debate, whatever thing he had in the White House, we should already be able to get into stadiums. Like, come on, man. If you're not gonna follow supposedly quarantine and 6 feet apart bullshit, all that, if you're not gonna follow by it, then what's the point? Let's just all go out there. Whoever dies, dies. They just Karens
No,
want that.
for years we always talked about like, oh, we need another plague to
Yes. Oh my
calm
god.
down the population. Now we got it. We're like, oh my god, what
Yeah.
do we do?
Yeah. Everybody knew what to do except for Brazil and China. And China, I think they lied about their shit, but I think
Yeah.
the United States fumbled it. Brazil fucked it up. Mexico's fucking it up. Central America's fucking it up. I think that's what it is. Like Europe knew what to do. Africa, they're like, nah, we already deal with a bunch of plagues here, so we're just gonna find a better way to fight it and quarantine ourselves. And they're already quarantined themselves. But how pathetic are you that we're supposedly locked down, but not everything's locked down? Have you seen the commercials for the Bill and Ted movie?
Yeah.
So they say out in theaters now or streaming. I don't know what theater is open that I could go watch it, but I would like to go to a theater and watch it. I mean, why can't we open up everything? Why can't we just go back to normal already? I mean,
Yeah.
the president's out there doing his rally. I mean, might as well just let us all die. Like, let us all live and die how we want. Like, fuck it.
So that's where these politicians trip me out because everyone's like, oh, you got to follow the rules and this and that. And then people criticize other people for not following the rules, but then
Yes.
everyone goes and has their rallies and everything. It's like, all right, so what the hell? Like if like you look at the Democratic convention, the Republican convention, everyone's having their conventions and their rallies. It's like, all right, you guys are supposed to set the example. Like, what the hell are you guys doing?
Yeah, I don't think they care, and I don't think they're gonna care. They just want they just want the attention and the leader, and they like that. They like getting that ego stroked. Like, uh, root for me, cheer me on, applaud me. That's basically what it comes down to.
I think that's the thing. That's the issue with the United States is they're worried about lawsuits because people get lawsuit happy, so they're worried about lawsuits. If I'm the United States, I wouldn't be scared of lawsuits. I'd be like, look, just release a statement, release a law that says, look, everything is open. If you get corona from from going to the store, you can't sue anyone. That's your own damn fault because
Exactly.
you voluntarily went out.
Yes.
Open up all the sports. You can have your capacity for stadiums. Okay, 25, 50% capacity, whatever. But open up sports, open up stores, whatever you want, and everyone go out to wherever the hell they want. If
Yes.
you catch it, that's your own damn fault. It was
Yes.
your choice to be out there in the first place.
Yes. But that's the thing. Not everybody wants to go out there and catch it. Like, there's a lot of people that legit like being quarantined and all that. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of places are open. A lot of people, more than a lot of people, are not following regulations, wearing masks, distancing. Like,
Yeah,
there's really no point. There's really no point. And then not only that, the government is on vacation. In the meantime, we have people that aren't getting their unemployment benefits or disability benefits. They're not getting that stimulus check. They're not getting a bonus in their unemployment benefits. Shout out to me who hasn't received his extra $600 a week for extra $600 a week from unemployment benefits. But yeah, we have the government out on vacation. We have Donald Trump holding up a rally. Like, bro, fuck it. Let me go out then. Let me be out at Dodger Stadium and catch the Rona while watching the game. I don't give a fuck. If I die from the corona, then fuck it, I die from the corona. But at least I'm dying on my own merits rather than waiting to die trashly, like in my room or whatever. Just open it up and let me die, or let me live. Let me watch other people die. Except for my dad and probably your dad, Marvin, your family, Marvin, as well. We'll exclude them from all this. But talking about the apocalypse and pandemics and all this bullshit, what's worse to you? A meteor coming to kill the Earth and destroy the Earth, or waking up in a 28 days later situation, zombies that are fast and running. Which one's worse to you? Knowing that a meteor is going to destroy the Earth, within a couple of weeks, a couple of days, or waking up to a zombie apocalypse where zombies could run?
Um, I think the worst is a meteor.
Why?
No, either way, people are gonna be trying to kill you. No,
Yeah.
me growing up, I always watched like zombie movies, and I always thought like, man, like how cool would that be? Be alive in a zombie
When you're
apocalypse,
young, yeah.
especially yeah, especially after watching like Zombieland and all that. It's like,
Yes,
man,
you think it's gonna be
that would
fun
be
and
cool.
yeah, you can be fun and
Yeah,
comedy.
you're like, man, that would be sweet if it were like that. But
Yeah.
you think about it, if a meteor is gonna hit, you're gonna have a bunch of people going crazy. So
Yes.
like, gonna be people rioting, shooting, and all this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I
No, no,
mean,
I'd rather be in a zombie apocalypse because then by the looks of it, I get to go and have fun.
we're living in one right now with with this pandemic. People just covering their faces and coughing everywhere. But yeah, I'm with you on that. I think zombie apocalypse would be the better one to live by because you're gonna live if a meteor is coming to destroy us. You're gonna live every day in fear. Like, oh my God, is it gonna hurt? What's death like? What's after death? Is there something after? Like, you're just gonna be killing yourself over stress, and you have no control over it. Maybe myself, I probably just get high every day and just like be high till death, till the meteor hits and all that.
But
But
if you're in a zombie apocalypse, you get bit and you get to go and chase after people.
yeah, until your body what is not decapitated, until your body decomposes.
Yeah, you'll be like the world's biggest game of tag. I'm just
Fuck.
kidding.
Oh my God. Damn, that'll be. Oh my God, that's so stressful. Where would you hide if you found out like, hey, zombies are like here right now? Like, what would be your plan of attack?
So yeah, I'll try to go to a grocery store.
Really? Like that's you're gonna be around a lot of people. You're gonna be fighting for food.
Yeah, that's true. But like that's the thing. If you stay at home, you got to go out and get food.
Yeah, I mean, even if you stay home, they're eventually gonna roll up into your neighborhood. They're gonna roll up into my neighborhood. Like, there's gonna be a point. Like, I've always thought about that. Whenever I'm out, like in the woods and stuff, like I'm always thinking, is this a good place to hide if a zombie apocalypse happened? Can I build a fire? Can I build a house? Would it be nice to just live in the trees? Like, what? How can we survive? And then I don't know. My first thought process was go to a Big Five or a Sporting Goods and break all the glass and take the guns. Like, that'll be my first plan of attack. Take the guns. Then I could go to the grocery store and take the food from you.
Yeah.
Nah, but yeah, I think that's a situation. But yeah, Donald, open it up. Let us all live, and whoever dies dies. And
Fuck it, we got the Rona. It's our fault. Whatever.
it is plain and simple. Plain and simple. Karen's want it. Give it to him. Let's go. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's go with that. So, any final words, Marvin? Any final things, thoughts?
No, I pretty much covered everything today, and it's gonna be interesting to see, what continues on with the NBA, see
Yeah.
how everything goes, because
Yeah.
supposed to every games, excuse me, games and everything's supposed to go back to normal. I don't
Yeah.
know to what extent they mean by normal, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I don't know as long as all the players were on board, and shout out to Michael Jordan for being kind of like the voice of reason. Apparently, he was one that led the talks between the players and owners.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to get back into no, I don't want to say a minor hiccup. It's pretty much a major bump on the road, but see if the NBA gets through it and continue on with the season because so far it's been one hell of a playoff.
Yeah, it is. It is. Fuck, it just sucks that we don't have fans in there. Damn.
Did you? Oh, real quick, did you ever see? There's a TikTok of this. There's this fan. It showed like these two. It showed this one fan in particular, like in the background of that virtual fan base, or whatever.
Uh huh.
And he was like leaning in to kiss the fan next to him, like
No, I
the
haven't seen that.
virtual. Yeah. So then the other fan, I guess, because it was on TV, like they were showing like a close up of the fans, and I'm guessing the fan saw this. But
Yeah.
yeah, he was like leaning in to kiss the fan next to him. and then that fan saw and like reacted by going away. I don't know. It was perfect. It made me laugh.
Oh,
If I find it,
rejected.
I'll send it. Yeah, if I find it, I'll send it to you. It was a really funny clip.
Damn. Oh my god. Nah, I haven't
Yeah,
seen
but
it yet.
apparently there's some really funny things going on in the background.
Yeah, there's a video of Lil Wayne smoking it up, like blowing smoke at the screen, like in the middle of one of the games.
I think like Snoop Dogg was back there too.
I don't doubt it, man. I don't doubt it.
I don't know how you get back there. I'd like to find out.
Yeah, you have to be a season ticket holder,
Oh damn
or
it.
a celebrity, or a celebrity. We got
Yeah.
a guest in the house.
Oh, hello,
Hi.
hello.
See
we
you
got
tomorrow.
we got the white.
Oh.
Oh, cool. I got my case or my screen protector for my phone. Hey man, you planning on getting the Note 20?
Nah, I love Apple too much. Like
Damn.
the notes are great. I had a note. I had Samsung for a long time, and I love it. If anyone wants to say anything bad about Samsung, I'll fight them because I love Samsung too. Like the Notes, the Galaxies are all great phones, but me personally, I love Apple phones more. They're more of my style.
Oh, I see. I see. Simplicity. This is so this is the my S5 and this is my S7. There's not much of a difference in size or anything except for
Yeah.
this one has a band-aid back that was disgusting, man. It's disgusting. And then and then I got my S10 Plus, which only lasted like a year compared to my S7. And now the Note 20, man, this thing massively improved. Like it's incredible. Like I'm editing videos now a lot faster. My picture qualities are a lot better. Like that pen, I needed that pen so bad, and oh man, it's amazing. Like everything that's doing. The only thing I don't like about it is the button layout. Like they're a little too low for my liking on the right side.
Yeah.
And then the speaker too. Like I don't like that it's on the left side. I would prefer it if it was on the right side because I hold the phone up a certain way, and when I hold it up, it's covering the speaker. I don't really like that. But other than that, it's processing everything about it is pretty cool. Highly recommend it for everybody out there in Samsung. If you guys want to support this team and this channel, let's get it. Come on, we want your money.
Give me money.
All right, Marvin. See you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Everybody out there, be
All right.
safe, be healthy, stay cool, stay fresh, drink water, stay hydrated. Make sure you guys follow and subscribe. Thank you, Marvin, so much for being on. Thank you guys for
Yep.
watching and
Thanks for
listening.
having me.
Everybody, have a great rest of your day.
All right, everyone have a good one.